Ever found yourself doing something so absurd that you couldn't help but laugh, and then later facepalm? We've all been there. Whether it's ordering a triple chocolate cake for breakfast or deciding to adopt a pet snake on a whim, making silly decisions is a universal human trait. But how do you know if you're a serial silly decision maker? Today, we'll dive into 8 clear signs that you tend to make questionable choices, all while exploring the psychology behind them. You're impulsive like a kid in a candy store. One of the most obvious signs that you might be prone to making silly decisions is impulsivity. If you find yourself grabbing the first thing that catches your eye, whether it's a flashy gadget, a trendy outfit, or a spontaneous weekend getaway, your decision-making style could be described as now or never. Psychologists tell us that impulsivity is often linked to the brain's reward system. Essentially, your brain craves the dopamine hit from making a quick, gratifying decision even if it's not always the best choice in the long run. The trick is to harness your impulsive nature by setting some mental guidelines. Maybe pause for a few seconds, count to 10, or ask yourself, will I still love this decision tomorrow? Sometimes, a little pause can save you from a whole lot of oops later on. Your decisions often end in oops moments. Do you have a collection of oops moments that you like to recount at parties? If so, chances are you're no stranger to making silly decisions. Whether it's accidentally wearing mismatched shoes to an important meeting or sending a text meant for your friend to your boss, these missteps are clear indicators that you might benefit from a bit more deliberation. These oops moments are not just embarrassing, they're also valuable learning experiences. Every time you misstep, you have the opportunity to reflect on what went wrong. Did you act too quickly? Were you influenced by your current mood? Understanding the triggers behind your mistakes can help you develop strategies to make more thoughtful decisions in the future. And remember, every embarrassing moment is a great story waiting to be told, often with a lot of humor and self-deprecation. You often rely on gut feelings without a second thought. There's a popular saying that you should trust your gut, but sometimes your gut can lead you astray. If you routinely make decisions based solely on a hunch without weighing the pros and cons, you might be signing up for a lifetime of silly outcomes. Intuition is a powerful tool, but it works best when combined with a dose of rational thinking. For example, you might feel an inexplicable urge to buy a bright neon-colored sofa at midnight. Your gut might say, it's bold. It's trendy, but a more calculated approach might remind you that neon furniture doesn't exactly scream timeless style. Balancing instinct with a little logic can prevent your living room from becoming an impromptu disco ball. So next time your gut tells you to do something wildly spontaneous, try asking, is this decision one I'll thank myself for in the morning? You're easily swayed by peer pressure and trends. If you're the type of person who jumps on every trend bandwagon, be it the latest diet craze, fashion fad, or viral internet challenge, you might be more prone to making silly decisions. Social influence is a formidable force in our decision-making process. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of what everyone else is doing, even if it's not the best choice for you personally. Consider the classic scenario of buying a gadget because everyone's got one, only to realize later that it gathers dust in a corner. While it's natural to want to fit in and be part of the crowd, it's important to pause and consider whether a trend genuinely adds value to your life. Learning to filter out the noise of peer pressure can save you both money and the occasional bout of regret. Remember, being unique is far more appealing than being a clone in a world of copycats. Your decision-making process is more spontaneous than strategic. Have you ever noticed that some of your decisions are made on a whim rather than through careful planning? If your approach to decision-making is more spur of the moment than methodical, you might be in the silly decision-making club. While spontaneity can lead to exciting adventures, it can also result in choices that leave you scratching your head later on. A strategic decision-making process involves taking a step back, analyzing the situation, and considering long-term consequences. If you often find yourself in a hurry, making decisions with minimal thought, it might be time to adopt a little more structure. Think of it as planning your next meal. You wouldn't throw all the ingredients into a pot without a recipe, right? A little planning can transform impulsive choices into smart, satisfying decisions. You often regret decisions made in the heat of the moment. Regret is a clear sign that you may be making decisions too quickly. When you frequently look back on choices with a sigh and a shake of your head, it's a hint that taking a moment to pause could save you from future regrets. Whether it's a poorly timed purchase or a hasty relationship decision, regret is nature's way of nudging you to think before you leap. Instead of dwelling on past missteps, use them as stepping stones to better decision-making. Reflect on what went wrong and consider how you can adjust your approach next time. Over time, this reflective process will help you develop a more balanced, thoughtful strategy for making choices that align with your long-term goals. You're obsessed with quick-fix solutions. In our fast-paced world, we all love a quick fix. However, if you're constantly chasing instant gratification, opting for short-term solutions rather than long-term benefits, you may be prone to silly decisions. Quick fixes can be tempting, but they often come with hidden drawbacks that only become apparent later on. Whether it's a fast food meal that leaves you with a sugar crash or a flash sale that results in a regrettable purchase, the lure of immediate satisfaction can derail your better judgment. Learning to balance the allure of quick wins with the benefits of long-term planning is key to making decisions that truly serve you in the long run. You lack a backup plan. Finally, one of the most telling signs of a decision-making mishap is the absence of a backup plan. If you dive headfirst into decisions without considering alternative options or contingency plans, you're setting yourself up for a series of oops moments. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes even the best-laid plans go awry. By creating a safety net for your decisions, whether it's a financial cushion or a plan B, you can cushion the blow when things don't go as expected. Embrace the wisdom of planning ahead, and you'll find that even if a decision doesn't pan out perfectly, you'll be well prepared to adapt and bounce back with minimal disruption. Final thoughts. Making silly decisions is part of the human experience, and it's something we all do from time to time. Key is to learn from these moments, laugh at our missteps, and gradually refine our decision-making process. By recognizing the signs of impulsivity, being mindful of social influences, balancing gut instincts with rational thought, and planning for the unexpected, you can transform your decision-making skills, and maybe even avoid a few facepalm moments along the way. So, the next time you catch yourself about to make a decision that might end in regret, remember these 8 signs. Take a deep breath, give yourself a moment to think it through, and then proceed with confidence. After all, life is full of surprises, and sometimes the best stories come from the silly decisions we learn to laugh about later on. Embrace your quirks, refine your process, and keep on making choices, just maybe a little more wisely next time. Happy decision-making, and may your choices always lead to laughter and grow.